YouTube? It's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and I am back with another reaction. And this one's actually a little bit of a weird one-off. I'm actually reacting to Supergirl, and not because I watch the show, because I don't watch the show, but this is the week of the crossover of all the DC CW shows. So there's a 4-part event where all the shows, Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow, are all going to have a storyline that's going to interlink with one another and basically try to drive up ratings for the shows that aren't doing so well. Let's keep it real. I'm not going to know all the context of what's going on in The Flash unless I watch Supergirl, so I just figured I might as well share that reaction with you guys because why not? Right? Sharing is caring. So this is this is season 3, episode 8 of Supergirl, and it's called Crisis on Earth X. And I think they're all going to be called that from the sounds of things. I think they're just going to number them as they go through the episodes this week. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and let's get into it. Okay? Boop. That's a Nazi flag.
We need to make it work if we're ever going to bring hope back to this darkened world.
Okay. So much for your hope. Is that a Nazi arrow?
You're the best they could send.
Funny. I was gonna say the same thing.
Ooh. This is already super interesting.
We have a major problem.
Yeah, fighting it right now.
The show's
No,
back.
it's about our wedding.
This is not the best time.
How is he back? What about? Questions?
Okay, this is serious. Barry and Iris need to know if we're going to their wedding.
That is very serious. Priority 1.
Oh dear.
Hey guys, did we RSVP for Iris and Barry's wedding?
I love that this is the issue that everyone's dealing with on all here.
Serious breach of courtesy. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to afford a phone.
If you weren't attached to that.
I'm
Okay,
scrambling a strike team.
Dominators are still a thing?
She's on her own.
You guys are so last year.
Right? What, you're just gonna leave an alien in the street?
Okay.
It's fine. Oh wait, it's pregnant women who glow. Brides blush.
Right. Blushing bride, I can do. The other one, not just yet.
Oh, I just.
How am I supposed to fit all that love into one vow? I've already written 38 pages, single-spaced.
You could always speed read it.
I was about to say.
No one understands.
Oh, look at these fine young men.
When you're up there and you look into her eyes, the words will come. And
Barry
if
just
they
said,
don't, the look on her
damn.
face will tell her everything that she needs to know.
Agreed.
If I can have my happy ending, so can you. I promise.
I'm supposed to be the all-knowing mentor.
I have been known to catch up.
He is quick.
What's wrong?
You have one day.
You heard her.
Okay, evil Supergirl? No. They need a picture of that. He's so me at weddings.
So let me guess. Being at the rehearsal dinner for the world's most perfect couple is probably the last place that you want to be. That stings a little.
They are the gold standard.
To making.
How is that helpful?
The spectacular sticky man.
Well, I'm sure Cisco could fashion you a more exciting sobriquet. The important thing is...
Can everybody's attention for a second?
I'm
Grab a
focused.
drink. And watching them face what they have in the last few years with grace and trust and love, so much love. You see two people who love like that, and you want it too.
Oh, I'm in the speech.
Yes, you are. Barry, Iris, thank you for showing me how to love again. For showing me I love you guys.
I love you.
To Barry and Iris.
Barry and Iris.
Will you marry me?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No. Yes, as in I meant no. No.
I'm still not understanding.
Just forget about it. No.
Felicity.
Oliver, I don't want to marry you.
Ooh, way to kill the moment. My name's Iris West, and I look absolutely flawless first thing in the morning.
Welcome to the Westallen wedding. Can I show you to your seat? Are you here for the bride or
Please
groom?
do. Front row.
Considering I've tried to kill the groom a couple of times.
I'm really excited to be here.
Oh.
I mean, at a wedding. Any wedding, it just so happens to be your wedding.
Who is this girl?
You love weddings.
I really do.
That's cool.
Actually. And I don't know, I just feel like this is gonna be one for the ages. I'm really happy I got to see it.
Okay.
While it's all flying
Guys, this is happening.
clear now, you're standing
Look, oh God.
I am meant to be where you are next to me.
Y'all get me all misty over a fake ass wedding.
Come running
Running
home
home
to
to
you.
Come on.
All my life I promise to
My emotions! My emotions!
keep running home to you. Keep running home to you.
Your parents were here to see this.
Stop it, Joe. God.
Does anyone have just cause why these two should not be married? Speak now
Everybody
or
better
forever hold your
keep
peace.
their asses down. What the? No, you did not kill. Every last one of y'all needs to die for breaking up this moment. Every last one of y'all. Well done, Wallace. You learned some new moves. Where'd that come from? Nicely done, Cisco. Nice. Go, Caitlin. This is great. And this is only the first episode. Okay, so they're power for power. It's gotta be your doppel, maybe? Balls. Why does no one go for the balls? Woo! Talk about a clapback. I did that.
The most important thing is that we're both okay. And look, who knew that Monique Goulier could survive a gunfight, right?
Now that is a real wedding dress. Yes, you are. Damn it.
I know my history, ethnic cleansing, world domination.
Make America Aryan again.
Which it never was.
Oh, they went there. Okay, okay.
Appearance seems quite.
What did you do?
Oh, really?
Opportunity knocked in the form of a wedding.
Knew it.
We answered.
We will have another chance to achieve victory.
Never trusted Supergirl. Well, that was pretty awesome. Like, so I gotta say, just fair play. When I was gonna look at this one, so okay, let's start over. Last year, the crossover that they had across the 4 episodes, the Supergirl episode in particular, had the absolute least to do with what ended up happening for the course of the rest of the episodes. Literally, Barry and Cisco showed up in the last like 2 minutes of the show. The rest of it was pretty much all Supergirl, and then like 2 minutes of one other show involved. And of course, after that, Kara was part of the rest of it, but I was really frustrated because I was like, okay, I just watched the whole episode of a show I don't watch for 2 minutes at the end. I mean, for the sake of getting viewers in, of course it worked, but you know, you can't do that bait and switch with people, right? It kind of made me think, ooh, you shisty people over there at C-Dubs. This, way better. I love this. This really wasn't a Supergirl episode, if you're really to be completely honest. I mean, it was they didn't even call it Supergirl at any point. They just said Crisis on Earth X, that's it. And we went right into the story. So I actually like it. I really, really like that they brought us in like that. I love that we had action within the first 5 minutes. We didn't need a whole lot of exposition to jump right in, and I kind of like that because it's like, I mean, they picked something that most of us don't need a lot of exposition for. The swastika is a very well-known symbol, and most of us know what that means, and it's nothing good. So, you know, the fact that they picked that kind of saved them the trouble of having to go through why there's a crisis on Earth X and why it needs to be solved. We still do have questions, of course, like why they came to this Earth, because this is another Earth entirely. Clearly, Barry and Iris and Oliver and Kara and all those people clearly had no idea that this Earth existed for them. I mean, I shouldn't say that they didn't know it existed. They probably knew it existed, but Earth 2 is pretty much the only Earth that Barry's ever cared about, and that's because of Harry, right? So the point is, why does Earth X care what Earth 1 and Earth 2 and I can't remember what Kara's Earth is, I'm sorry. Like, why do they care about these people? This is really, really huge. So my only guess is, since at the end we saw Eobard, but in Wells's body, still, we have Eobard showing up and yelling at, I pretty much called it Evil Oliver. I'm gonna call him Evil Oliver. Oliver Doppelganger, and Kara Doppelganger. And the fact that he's there tells me we already know that Eobard can travel through time, and he has done this. They haven't explored it too much on The Flash, but in the comics and stuff, you find out that Eobard he's done his laps through time. He's been around a lot, so he probably already must have known that potentially Barry and Oliver and Kara and all the members of Legends somehow do something to stop what's going on Earth X, I guess. We have a few things that I noticed. King Shark, he's back. He's out of, somehow he escaped Argus. Again, I don't watch Arrow, so I don't know if that was a thing where he escaped, but I just thought that was funny. Can we also talk about the fact that a pregnancy hint was dropped yet again for Westallen? Right? In the little nail shop and all the ladies are getting their nails did and getting ready and having a little spa day. Once again, they made a very clear and deliberate hint at the idea of Iris being pregnant. So I do think that line we got in episode 1 of "We're gonna need more diapers" is, I think by the end of this season, we're gonna hear that Iris is pregnant, or possibly sooner than that. But since we haven't had the wedding yet, I'm willing to think back half of the season to potentially the finale, we're gonna hear that Iris is already eating for 3. And also just random, the Spider-Man references. The last week's Flash, we heard Barry say he had spidey senses, pardon me. We had Stein trying to give powers. Like, we know this whole thing has been happening where Stein has been trying to break away from Firestorm because he doesn't like, you know, that whole ripple in time that happened. He's a grandfather now. He wants to spend time with his wife. He never really asked to become a metahuman. And as fun as jumping around in space is, you know, unlike his counterpart, he's not young anymore. You know, he's getting towards the twilight of his life, and he doesn't necessarily want to spend his last years, you know, running around fighting, you know, all these aberrations and you know, time jumping and never spending time with his family. Because everyone knows that in this life, the one thing you never want to, you know, take for granted is time with the people you love, because that's the one thing you can never get back. Although in his case, he technically could, but you know what I mean, where they're not allowed to do that. So, yeah, him doing the whole thing where he's like, I'm gonna create this thing that will give you powers, but I mean, like, the worst powers ever. Like, am I gonna be super strong like a spider? No. Can I shoot cool webbing with my spider, you know, with spider things? No. You'll be sticky. You'll be the sticky guy. Like, really? You know what it reminded me of is, if you've ever seen Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, there's that one guy with the superpower of making things moist. Like, that's about how useful being sticky all the time would be. So, good gravy. But yeah, that's an interesting little dynamic there. I'm very interested as to what's going to happen. Just a side note, Oliver's proposal, fail. Oh my God, the worst proposal ever. Now I know that Oliver and Felicity have been engaged before. I know he did a much better proposal the first time, but this was pretty awful. Like, he didn't even say the words. And the whole excuse, well, I don't want to bend on my knee because my back hurt. Listen, I'm not saying that he needs to do a big grandiose thing. I mean, considering this would be their second go round, totally understandable that he doesn't want to, you know, make a big deal of it, but it just kind of came across wrong. I know that his heart was in the right place, but it came across wrong. It came across kind of weird. But well, I guess we'll figure out why Felicity's saying no. The fact that she mentioned the legality of it makes me wonder. I don't watch Arrow, like I said, but is there any possibility that Felicity is married to somebody else and hasn't quite dissolved it? Inquiring minds are a little curious. Joe's speech. It was so sweet. It was, like, I am not an emotional person. I really am not. But that whole scene was just so touching and so sweet. And I loved it. And I love seeing Joe get all mushy over his kids. And it was just a perfect little speech. Like, it was so well done. And it just, I just love Westallen. And it was just really, really cute, guys. I really enjoyed it. And I love that Joe brought out the fact that, you know, their love inspires him and other people to want to have really happy, wonderful relationships, and that they are the gold standard. And even though we had some people going through some breakups and who were a little bitter at the moment, even they had to stop for a moment and be like, yeah, that was pretty sweet. So that was really sweet, and I'm glad that we got to take some time with that, even though we didn't get the wedding. Also, the waitress who came up offering Barry his sparkling water. So I saw some things online, and I didn't want to read them because I didn't want to get spoiled with anything, but there's rumors that she may potentially be one of the twins who came from the future back to the past to see this. Now, the actress, she looked like she could easily be biracial, and you know, she's fully grown, but she was clearly way more invested in this wedding than a typical, you know, worker would be at these types of functions. And the fact that she had to, you know, touch Barry and you know, the fact that she kept reiterating, I'm so glad that I was here to see this. I think those rumors might be true, that it's potentially one of Barry's daughter who's come back to see, and I don't know why, like why she would come back for her parents' wedding is interesting, but I'm sure later on this season we might see something about it. At least I hope so. I don't hate when they drop Easter eggs and they don't follow up, but I'm hoping that if that is the case and that rumor is true, then we'll see why she felt the need to come back sometime later in the season, and maybe it has something to do with the Thinker in some way. Maybe it's one of the things that he didn't think about. The only other little tidbit of information we got was that the person in the jail at, not the jail, the pipeline goes by the name of Prometheus. So I'm wondering who this might be, because as I said, we've already figured out now, which I kind of guessed in the beginning, that these people that they're going to be fighting against through this whole Crisis on Earth thing are going to be their doppelgangers for the most part. So we've got Doppel-Kara, we've got Doppel-Oliver, but the person who was fighting the girls and who's in the prison, who is that is now the question. He had arrows as well, so I'm wondering if it is potentially someone from the Arrowverse that I just don't know. Again, I don't watch Arrow religiously, so I know there's a lot of people with arrows that have gone through there. But if you guys know who that might be, go ahead and put your comments below. Maybe it's a completely new character, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is yet another Doppel, and I'd be very interested to figure out which one it is. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the episode, guys. It was really fun. It was way more, I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting it to be that enjoyable or have that much information. And I certainly didn't expect the whole game to be there already, starting off. I mean, there was definitely some faces missing from the Legends and also from Supergirl, but with these crossover events, it rarely has everybody in it, just for, I'm sure, budgeting and cost reasons. Oh, and as a side note, I'm not happy about the fact that they're sending Wally away again. I'm really hoping that that is just a thing for this episode, but that he'll be back for the Flash episode tomorrow. What did you guys think of this episode? Do you think that it started off with a bang like I did? Do you feel like it's a good idea to have these guys fighting their doppels this soon in the whole series? I knew it was going to happen at some point, but do we think we're going to see more doppels, and if so, which ones? Also, what did you think about the choice of why there's a crisis on Earth X? I mean, it's a very touchy issue, but do you think, like, I haven't read the comics, so if you could let me know if that's actually a thing that happens in the comics, please let me know. But if not, why that choice? That's a very volatile situation, to say the least. So just a reminder, guys, this is just a one-off because of the huge event that's going on with the Crisis on Earth X thing. I will not be reviewing or reacting to Supergirl going forward, but I also will be reacting to Arrow this week as well as Legends of Tomorrow, so please look out for those videos later this week. So just a reminder guys, I am not actually reacting to Supergirl going forward. This is just for the Crisis on Earth X event. So please look out for my videos on Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow this week as well, just to complete the entire series, but it is just going to be a one-off situation. So I really do hope you like them, and please let me know in the comments if you do. And if you like this particular video, go ahead and click that like button. If you want to see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time, see ya.